Welcome back to Taylor's Detroit Sports Show. This is the Pistons Edition, March 23rd, 2014, 11 o'clock. If you want to become a guest on the show, or a host, or a co-host, or just voice your opinion about the Pistons, you can call in at 646-478-4837. I am Taylor Phillips. You can find me on Facebook, YouTube, Google, and Pinterest as Taylor Phillips. Like my page, Taylor Phillips' Detroit Sports page, and join my group, Taylor Phillips' Detroit Sports Group, to become a more educated Detroit sports fan. Follow me on Twitter, Tumblr, and Instagram at DT2Phillips, and there's a chat window on blogtalkradio.com on all my episodes of Taylor's Detroit Sports Show for you all to comment your opinions on. Guidelines: if you have called in, stay on the line. If you hang up, redial the number 646-478-4837, and then stay on the line. Keep it clean. Treat the show with respect. If you don't know much about this or any Detroit sports, you can still just listen. And only I can change the topics because I'm the head host of the show. We can review the Pistons came about absolutely empty on the West Coast as usual. Pistons started out in Denver giving up 118 points to the Nuggets, and only winding up with 109. That's like over 20 games. That's like about 20 or more games, probably 30 or 40, that they've given up over 110. Quite a few they've given up around 120. That game was on Wednesday. Then Friday they suffered a 98-92 loss in Phoenix against the Suns. And Saturday, just last night, lost to the Clippers, 112-103. So Pistons stand in fourth place, 25-44, pretty much out of it now. They are now a game back of the Cavaliers, 27-44. Pistons have lost 5 straight, and are pretty much are much closer to getting eliminated from playoff contention. Because they're actually only a half game away from getting eliminated. If they lose to the Jazz tomorrow, for example. And that's exactly what I'm going to predict, as that game takes place in Utah, Salt Lake City, at 9 o'clock tomorrow night. on Fox Sports Detroit, and 97 won the ticket. Then on Wednesday, the Cavaliers come into the Palace, and then at 7:30, and then the Heat on Friday at the same time. And the Sixers host the Pistons at 7:30 on Fox Sports Detroit Plus. This is actually going to be the last show, the last Pistons edition of the season for me to host. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel all the rest of the episodes, all the rest of the Pistons editions here. Because this is getting way out of hand. Ta-da. So in a jiffy, the week ahead and the standings and the week in review have all been covered. My opinions from last week: their free throw shooting was horrid last Friday night against the Suns. Josh Smith, for example, finishing 0 for 8 at the stripe, which mostly killed them offensively. Pistons are now 2 and 48 now after the losses to the Clippers on the road. 2 and 48 on the road against Western Conference teams. That's a new record apparently. The Suns game was the only game the Pistons played slightly better defense. That's about it. Let's kill some time here before I get to the 15-minute mark and go to college basketball scores. From yesterday, the round of 32, Michigan finishes off Texas 79-65. Michigan will play Tennessee, and Michigan State held on to beat Harvard 80-73. They will take on Virginia at 10-10. Michigan and Tennessee are 7-15. And both games will be on Friday. I just got word from Freep Sports' Facebook page. I'm going to post that on my timeline in my Detroit Sports group. I apologize, I'm trying to fix my pronunciations here. And on my Detroit Sports page. Okay, other Detroit sports updates. The Wings lose to the Wild in overtime 4-3. The Wings recorded only 16 freaking shots on goal, 1 point my ass. I'm gonna keep saying this billions of times. There's no excuse for crappy games like that. Tigers lose again to the Marlins 8-4 in Lakeland. Coming up for the Tigers, oh, by the way, I almost forgot to mention Scherzer, starting pitcher Max Scherzer for the Tigers recently rejected an offer, 6 years, 24 million per. It's 144 million total, but they will still continue to negotiate on a long-term contract extension, which is still the main goal. Scherzer has 1 year left in his current contract. Just got a text from one of my friends earlier today. What a relief. Miguel Cabrera, their first baseman now, has also been talking with the front office about a long-term extension, the same thing. No word on that yet. So, besides the Pistons, any opinions about the Wings or the Tigers, or how Michigan and Michigan State will both finish up, and how they will do against Virginia and Tennessee in the Sweet 16? Anything Detroit sports, just give me a call, 646-478-4837. Again, that's 646-478-4837. This is the Pistons edition, but I've covered all Pistons for tonight, so I'm just killing some time here. Coming up for the Tigers, they play it at the Pirates tomorrow at 1:05 on ESPN. Then they host the Braves Tuesday at 1:05 on ESPN in Lakeland. Then on Wednesday, they're at the Phillies in Clearwater, same time on MLB Network on a tape delay. Then they host the Braves again on Fox Sports Detroit Thursday, same time. And their last preseason home game is against the Tampa Bay Rays at 1:05. Wonder if that's televised at all. I'm trying to scroll my mouse over there. Yeah, it's not televised. Doesn't show a right finger icon on the Rays game or the Nationals game. Their last preseason game, which is on the road, will be against the Nationals at Nationals Park in DC at 2:05 on Saturday. And they have a day off, and they start their regular season at Comerica Park against the Royals at 1:08. So it's 11:15. And I'm going to wrap it up right now. So I will be back on Saturday night at 11 as usual for the Red Wings edition. This is the next Pistons edition will not be until next season, later this calendar year in 2014. But I invite you all to tune in to the first Tigers edition, which starts Sunday night, April 6th, from now on, at 11 p.m. So until Saturday at 11, this upcoming Saturday at 11, this is Taylor Phillips saying GTFN ta-ta for now.